serving the Republic of the Philippines for more than 75 years. Ito po ang Presidential Broadcast Service.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.
Good day. This is Dateline Malacañang. Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. inspected several classrooms and other activities being conducted at the Victorino Mapa High School in the village of San Miguel in the city of Manila. Accompanied by Vice President and Department of Education or DepEd Secretary Sara Duterte, the President was briefed with the undertakings of Brigada Eskwela 2023 as it officially kicked off on Monday. The 6-day activity carries the theme Bayanihan para sa matatag na paaralan, or in English, Community Spirit for a Stable School. Brigada Eskwela started in 2003. It is an annual nationwide school maintenance which gathers parents, teachers, school personnel, alumni, civic groups, non-government organizations or NGOs, local government units or LGUs, private individuals, and even students volunteer to dedicate some of their time in cleaning, carpentry, painting, minor repair, and pruning of plants within the premises of the school just before the opening of classes. Brigada Eskwela has been the prime mover of volunteerism or bayanihan in the Department of Education, wherein partnerships among the education stakeholders from various sectors have intensified throughout the years to actively support public elementary and secondary schools nationwide.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. on Sunday, former Moro Islamic Liberation Front or MILF and former Moro National Liberation Front or MNLF members who turned police officers to remember their oath to serve and protect the Filipino people. In a speech delivered by Department of the Interior and Local Government or DILG Secretary Benjamin Abalos Jr. at the oath-taking and turnover ceremony of the Patrolman and or Woman Recruitment Program in Parang, Maguindanao del Norte Province, the President told the 102 new members of the PNP to use their weapons not just for the protection of the public, but to use it with the government and not against it. Considered by President Marcos as a history in a making, the oath-taking and turnover ceremony coincides with the implementation of the Bangsamoro Organic Law or Republic Act number 11054. The Chief Executive also reminded the new PNP members to wear their uniform responsibly as their mission is to be the champions of truth. For his part, Secretary Abalos called on the 102 new PNP members to become an inspiration of bravery and strength to attain lasting peace in Mindanao, as he assured the Bangsamoro government of his support, as well as from the national government and from the President. Abalos also called on everyone's support to attain lasting peace in Mindanao, as he emphasized that peace and sustainable development can only be achieved when people are united.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. over the weekend emphasized the vital role of the youth in accelerating the green transition. In his message on International Youth Day, the president said the young population who serve as both the trailblazer of the modern world and hope of the future has an important part to play in attaining a more sustainable economy. This year's annual observance of International Youth Day carries the theme Green Skills for Youth Towards Sustainable World. President Marcos said the youth's role in undertaking ecological initiatives must be aggressively pushed to ensure the full realization of everyone's desire to have a healthier home we all deserve. On Friday, the United Nations said the youth's green skills are essential to a successful transition to the green economy. The UN defines green skills as knowledge, abilities, values, and attitudes needed to live in, develop, and support a sustainable and resource-efficient society. According to data released by the International Labour Organization, a green transition could yield 8.4 million jobs for young people by 2040. If current trends pass, more than 60% of young people may lack the skills required to thrive in the green economy.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has appointed the National Security Policy, or NSP, 2023 to 2028 to harmonize government efforts and make the Philippines a free, united, secure, peaceful, resilient, and prosperous nation. Under Executive Order, or EO 37, inked by the President on August 10th, all national government agencies, or NGAs, and instrumentalities, including government-owned or controlled corporations, or GOCCs, are directed to adopt the NSP 2023 to 2028 in the formulation and implementation of their security-related strategies and programs. Local government units, or LGUs, are encouraged to adopt the National Security Policy. EO 37 designates the National Security Council, or NSC Secretariat, whenever necessary to provide technical assistance and support to government agencies and other entities in the formulation of policies and strategies affecting national security. In coordination with various NGAs, GOCCs, and LGUs, the National Security Advisor, or NSA, is mandated to conduct a periodic assessment and submit reports to the President and the NSC on the implementation of the NSP 2023 to 2028. The NSP 2023-2028 was formulated to provide guidance and a comprehensive approach to improve security sector governance and address national security challenges in coordination and consultation with key government agencies and instrumentalities with the participation of various stakeholders. The approval is aimed at ensuring that national security efforts are responsive and complementary to the development goals and objectives set in the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028. The funding requirements for the implementation of EO 37 will be charged against current and available appropriations of concerned government agencies, subject to pertinent budgeting, accounting, and auditing laws, rules, and regulations. In the succeeding years, The budget will be included in the annual General Appropriations Act, subject to the usual budget preparation process. EO 37, which was made public on Saturday, takes effect immediately upon publication in the official gazette or a newspaper of general circulation.
Dateline Malacañang.
The Presidential Communications Office, or PCO, is set to sign a Memorandum of Understanding, or MOU, with its partner agencies for a Media and Information Literacy, or MIL, campaign to address concerns over disinformation and misinformation. In a statement, Communications Secretary Cheloy Garafil said, the ceremonial signing of the MOU will be held at the Hilton Manila in Pasay City on August 14th. Garafil said joining PCO in the campaign are the Department of Education, the Commission on Higher Education, the Department of the Interior and Local Government, and the Department of Social Welfare and Development. Garafil said the MIL would be integrated into the higher education curriculum, community-based training programs, and family-oriented programs. Social media companies and their platforms are also expected to collaborate with the government by lending the tools and holding training to fight disinformation and misinformation. Senator Francis Escudero expressed support for the MIL campaign and suggested that the PCO include the Department of Information and Communications Technology, or DICT. Escudero, chair of the Senate Committee on Higher and Technical and Vocational Education, added that there should be maturity and liability in using different media platforms, with the cyber libel law as one of the effective tools in fighting fake news, misinformation, and disinformation. In March, Garafil said fighting fake news would be one of the PCO's priorities, noting that the agency itself and even the Office of the President have been victims of fake news. In June, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said in his speech during the International Conference of Information Commissioners held at the Philippine International Convention Center in Pasay City that fake news should have no place in modern society and that his administration would undertake a media and information literacy campaign which shall be digital, multimedia, and youth-oriented.
Dateline Malacañang.
Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. said that among the world leaders that he has met, he feels closest with the Malaysian and British leaders. In an interview, the president said he feels closest to Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim and former United Kingdom Prime Minister Tony Blair. President Marcos said that Anwar is a longtime friend and they got back together when the Malaysian Prime Minister got out of detention. The chief executive shared that he discovered that Anwar is a real aficionado of national hero Jose Rizal and even conducted a series of lectures on Rizal. Prime Minister Anwar visited the country in March this year, while President Marcos made a state visit in Malaysia just last July. On the other hand, President Marcos met Blair through Ayala Corporation magnate Jaime Augusto Zobel de Ayala. The president said that the former prime minister is an astute observer of global politics, has great connections, and is willing to share. President Marcos and Blair met during the former's trip to New York in September last year for the United Nations General Assembly, or UNGA. They met for the second time when Blair went to Manila the following month of October. They then again met in Switzerland this year during the World Economic Forum, or WEF, in Davos.
Dateline Malacañang.
The death toll in the deadly wildfires in Lahaina, Maui County, Hawaii, has reached 93, and some residents are returning to their homes to pick up what was left. In an interview over Radyo Pilipinas on Monday, Consul General Emil Fernandez of the Philippine Consulate General in Honolulu said that 50 to 60% of the wildfire has been contained in the whole island of Maui. Lahaina, historically, was the capital of the Hawaiian Kingdom. It was the hardest hit among the towns of the island. According to the Consul General, around 25,000 have identified themselves as having Filipino ethnicity, or about 18% of the total population in Maui. Consul General Fernandez said that they are in the midst of collecting and resolving data as the Hawaii local authorities have released data on fatalities, those still missing, and those who have been evacuated off the island to Honolulu but were not broken down according to ethnicity. In its advisory, the Filipino community in the Big Island and Maui have been advised to take precautions, evacuate their homes if ordered, and to regularly monitor updates from local authorities. Affected Filipino nationals may contact the Philippine Consulate General in Honolulu through its emergency hotline at area code 808, telephone number 253-9446. I repeat, area code 808, telephone number 253-9446, or via email at honolulu.pcg@dfa.gov.ph.
Dateline Malacañang.
And finally, the Philippines positivity rate, or the number of people testing positive for the coronavirus disease 2019 or COVID-19, stood at 3.5% as of August 11th. Octa Research Group fellow Dr. Guido David said the figure was the same as the positivity rate during the week ending August 4th. Guido said that the Department of Health, or DOH, reported 141 new cases, 3 deaths, 217 recoveries. About 29 of the new cases are from the National Capital Region, or NCR, projecting 100 to 150 new cases on August 12th. The country's overall tally of COVID-19 infections has reached 4,120,971 with 3,314 active cases. Meanwhile, a total of 66,646 individuals have died of the disease. At least 78,443,972, or 100.4% of the country's target population of 78,100,578 have been vaccinated against COVID-19 as of March 19th. A total of 23,811,248 have received booster shots out of the fully vaccinated population. Last week, Health Secretary Chodoro Herbosa said the immunocompromised and the general public could already receive bivalent vaccines as a third booster dose. Meanwhile, DOH Undersecretary Enrique Tayag said on Wednesday The bivalent vaccines could now be administered as a first or second booster shot for healthcare workers, senior citizens, and the immunocompromised. Previously, they were only given as a third booster dose for healthcare workers and senior citizens. The DOH made the adjustment after only 38% of the 391,000 donated doses allotted for both population subgroups have been used.
Dateline Malacañang.
Before we conclude our program, we would like to invite everyone to come and visit our Facebook page at Radyo Pilipinas World Service. You will be able to hear and view our Filipino and English programs, including news updates here in the Philippines. Kindly subscribe, like, and share our posts as well. And that concludes this edition of Dateline Malacañang. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this is Leo Magpayo. Good day and stay safe.
From the Presidential Palace, Manila, Dateline Malacañang.